Well, hello, I'm Mark Steffen. This is Double Talk 1 week before Christmas, right?
Wait a second, I'm on the phone. Because I want to be on the phone.
And driving?
And driving, because pretty soon they're going to ban this, perhaps. So I want to take advantage of even driving the show.
Well, doing it on television is one of the last few places you can still do it legally.
Really? Oh, what fun is it if it's not illegal?
But,
I'd rather...
Yes, well, you know, you've heard of the national cell phone ban, or maybe you haven't. Las Cruces has their own cell phone ban.
Yes, we do. And we've had it for at least a year.
Yeah, no cell phone, no talking on the cell phone, no texting.
On the cell phone?
No placing calls while driving. You must use a hands-free device. We all know that.
Yes.
Unless you're a police officer, then you can do whatever you want to.
That's right, or arrest yourself.
Right. But now there's a move afoot to make it a national ban. No cell phone talking or texting.
You say you were Mark Steffen? Because I'm Michael Mandel. I just
am
wanted
Mark
people
Steffen.
to know that.
I guess I didn't introduce
so
myself.
You put that on the back of your car and you drive along. You guys in the city have been waiting at stoplights, and you've probably seen many people taking their turns on their phone. Some of the less discreet ones do it on the side where the window is, but the more discreet people do it on the other side. Or as some of my friends do, they say they put themselves on speakerphone, and they're going like this, right there.
I use the hands-free headphone.
I have a Bluetooth. Can I see? Right there.
And you got turquoise in there?
Yeah. It's very expensive.
It goes well with the yellow.
Get
I like
the
that.
Glen Cutter Gallery. You like the yellow.
And so do you think there should be a national ban? Or should states do it in city by city?
You know, just like the marriage thing, they should do it nationally. So that I think gays should be allowed to get married nationally, as well as they should ban texting.
But don't you believe in states' rights? States have the option to create their own laws?
States often have weird psychos running them, like many states in the South.
So does the federal government, I have news for you.
It's a larger, more bureaucratic thing where many voices come together and argue and hopefully distill the essence of truth out of that argument.
No, but our state was way before the federal government. We were first.
No, I think New York was probably first.
Well, yeah.
And you know how things usually start, like in either California or New York?
Yeah.
They have things like less emissions from your car. We deal with California. They have minimum daily requirements, kind of started, in California. All these things start there.
Well, it's
gay
a more
marriage
progressive state.
Started in
California, but then they defeated it.
Massachusetts.
Okay.
I think.
Well, California defeated the gay marriage thing once they thought it was going to pass. So California is not as progressive as they wish they were.
The question is, if it's dangerous to drive and talk on your phone in New Mexico, is it then not dangerous to talk and drive in West Virginia, for instance? But if West Virginia has a rule that you can do that, aren't they in more trouble? The same as this state allows you to drive your motorcycle without a helmet, don't you think?
Right.
So shouldn't that be maybe a national law?
No, I don't think it should be.
What about the driving regulation?
I think it should be a local ordinance.
Remember, what is it, 21 years old? What is it to drink and drive? Oh, there is no thing to drink and drive. But 21 is...
It used to be you had to be 21 to drink and drive. Now it's 21 to drink.
21 to drink, now you can't drive. That's a shame. But the drinking laws changed nationally, state by state, not because the government specifically ruled it, not because the Congress ruled it, but because the Highway Department would not give funds to any state that allowed...
They didn't adopt 21.
21 as a drinking law. So that's
correct, because Arizona used to be 19 years old, you could drink legally.
New York was 18.
Texas was 18. New Mexico was 21. So kids here would just go down. All these nightclubs popped up in Texas, right down in Anthony,
so
where
perhaps
18-year-olds could go and drink when they were in college.
So restrictions are good for the economy, you're saying, because at least in certain economies. Therefore, if they ban speaking on cell phones all around the nation, then I would buy stock in anybody who makes Bluetooth. Wouldn't that be an idea? More people have to buy stuff. That's what's going to get this economy out of its
That's
slump.
still illegal, Michael, to use Bluetooth while driving.
No, it's not.
If they ban hands-free, that's the deal.
Hands-free.
They're going to ban hands-free as well.
They're not going to ban hands-free.
Yes, they are.
I wouldn't ban hands-free.
That's the move that's afoot. to ban all cell phone talking and texting. No headsets, no hands-free, no Bluetooth.
Good to know that'll happen.
The passengers can talk all they want to on their cell phones. Can they
No,
hold the
they
phone
can't
for
hold
the
the
other guy?
phone for the
That's
other
still
guy.
talking on the telephone if your passenger holds the phone for you to talk.
This is like we're talking to fourth wall.
We just broke the... Yeah,
No.
you can talk to your passenger all you want. You can talk to the people in the back seat all you want to.
But you're also...
Change a baby's diaper?
You can change your baby's diaper. You could actually watch TV while you're driving, but you can't talk in your cell phone.
You can eat while you're driving.
You could look in the cell phone. You could drink water. How do you think we get here? We save time.
Technically, you're not allowed to do anything that would...
Distracts you.
Distracts you from the driving task at hand.
You cannot yell at anybody on NPR.
And why not?
On the radio.
Why would you?
It distracts... Well, we'd agree with them, but some people would yell at NPR people.
I see.
We're not allowed to yell at people on Fox.
Well, sometimes you might want to yell at somebody because they're eating too much sugar or too much high fructose corn syrup.
You would do that. You would.
I would yell at them.
I would beep them with my car and say, stop eating high fructose corn syrup.
Why shouldn't we eat high fructose corn syrup?
Well, what is high fructose corn syrup made out of?
Well, it's
What's
something
it made out of?
It does not occur naturally in nature.
Well, it actually does. You're just distilling it the same as you distill.
It's a sugar derivative.
It's not a sugar derivative. It's a corn derivative.
Corn derivative. Well, corn. Okay, corn.
People don't eat corn?
Corn syrup.
How do you eat your tamales?
I don't eat. The only corn I eat is organic.
What?
Organic.
Really? I thought the corn... Here, what's this? This is a Shasta, one of those non-brand brands. Carbonated water. Carbonated water depletes your body of calcium. Do you know that?
It does not.
It does. It's the carbonated water that eats your teeth. High fructose corn syrup. Well, at least there's something good in here.
That's the second ingredient. That means it's the second most
If you
prevalent
look,
ingredient.
I know we don't have any boxes of cereal here, but if you look on boxes of cereal, sugar
second
is
ingredient.
the second ingredient. That's a lot of sugar.
In fact, if you look at a box of cornflakes
Of course, this doesn't
and a
tell
box
pretend-
of frosted cornflakes, the second ingredient in both of them is sugar.
Well, they just take the sugar out of where the things are and bring it to the top.
Wow.
They elicit it. Well, there's nothing else in here. Caramel color, artificial flavors.
Sodium benzoate.
Oh, here's something good. Potassium benzoate, because it's good to eat potassium. And sucralose.
That's another sugar.
But it's a fake sugar.
Okay.
Sucralose.
Well, the thing about whether you're eating sugar or high fructose corn syrup,
But it's caffeine free.
it's bad for you for many reasons. Number one of which,
what?
it blunts your immune system. Number
Blunts.
one. Two, it encourages diabetes.
That would have something to do with your sugar intake.
Yes.
Right?
Three, it eats your teeth away. The carbonation helps eat your teeth away.
The carbonation does.
And the sugar doesn't help either.
So I think perhaps we're not saying don't eat high fructose corn syrup. We're saying don't drink soda.
Well, and plus high fructose corn syrup has been linked to fatty liver disease. So
you need a fatty liver.
nothing good
Don't you
to
need
it.
a fatty
No,
liver?
you don't want a fatty liver.
You need it to catch the alcohol going into your liver.
No,
you want it fattier so your alcohol gets caught.
No, fatty liver disease. It is a disease. You don't want any more fat on your liver than you can possibly help.
What's your citation? Is this from the AMA?
No, Dr. Becker, MD.
You mean the guy that Ted Danson played?
Not that Dr. Becker.
That was Dr. Becker.
That's
Ted
true.
Danson was...
That's a different Dr. Becker, though, but I'm glad you mentioned him.
Yes, he's good. He's now on CSI.
That's true.
He's pretty good on that. Okay, so you don't like high fructose sugar, or syrup. It's not even called sugar. It's
high fructose corn syrup. Yeah.
Yes, it's corn syrup. Unfortunately, many things we have it in it. And is this country worse off? Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are worse off.
We do, but is it? We have high incident of diabetes, overweight kids. There's
Overweight.
a number of issues that go into that, other than the high fructose.
All that
corn
sugar
syrup.
is just dead calories that we're chugging down our throats.
Did you ever see a hummingbird?
Yeah, I feed them every day.
They're really light and speedy, right? All they do is eat sugar.
Sugar water. They love
That's it. That's
right.
how we should.
That's not all they eat. They get the rest of their energy from flowers, nectar.
You mean honey? Well, which is a
Natural
sugary
flower
sugar.
nectar.
Yes, sure, nectar.
We just put out the sugar.
Why
for
don't
them.
we eat nectar? Why don't we have any nectar cookies?
I know it.
We should have nectar. Okay, that's our
I
next
agree.
government thing. So we have 2 ways for the recession to end. People buying Bluetooth and the new nectar food economy.
Nectar food.
Yes, nectar.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I'll tell you one place where they're not getting a lot of high fructose corn syrup, and that's down at the Albert Johnson Park, where the Occupy Las Cruces people.
Who the heck is Albert Johnson?
Camping out. Albert Johnson used to be a mayor of Las Cruces.
Oh, okay. And he's letting people in his park?
There's a statue of him there in the park, if you've noticed.
That is, and it had snow on it about 2 weeks ago, right?
That's right. It was the first time he's ever been white.
Oh. With snow. With snow on him.
White
yes.
with snow.
Okay, these are pictures of what the economy will be like if the Republicans take over.
Taking pictures of the Albert Johnson Park.
Our producer,
that is not Albert Johnson Park.
That's not Albert Johnson Park. Now that looks good. I mean, if people are needy, and people are needy, do you guys remember in the during the Depression when we had food lines? We had food lines because nobody was in jobs until FDR came in and started to create jobs, and people had to be on food lines. Show us the next. This is apparently Occupy Las Cruces scenes. What about the guy with the shopping cart? Where'd he go?
Actually, I
that's
believe
Carlos Santana. I know that kid.
That's City of Hope, which is the other tent city set up by the city of Las Cruces for all the homeless people.
Which is a totally different reason. They are not. The City of Hope is not protesting anything.
No, those are just homeless people.
They're just homeless people, and
without
they're homeless
jobs.
because they've lost their jobs.
Exactly, they lost their jobs, they lost their homes.
There's Santa Claus. Santa Claus in between gigs. Because Santa Claus can't get that many jobs anymore. They're getting fired, I hear. But that's later.
Firing the elves?
Yes. I don't know what that... Oh, shopping cart. Shopping cart is the accessory of the Depression.
Well,
don't you think? You want to get a nice shopping cart that goes good with your boots. Where do those pictures go? Did those pictures not work as well for you as you thought they would?
So, well... but you ever notice that a lot of homeless people have pets with them?
I know, that's very sweet.
Usually
you
a
know
dog.
What? They're kind, and or they have that guy has a shopping cart full of sheep. I believe there's sheep hanging off that cart. Is that what it looks like?
There's a dog behind him. You don't see it.
Is there a dog behind him?
Yeah.
I think there's sheep in that cart, and that's his pet.
And so
it's very chilly in here.
Speaking of pets, there are pet adoptions going on, well, on a daily basis up at the animal shelter. But every Saturday,
and we get the best pet.
There's a special event at on the downtown mall, the farmers and crafts market.
At this time
until noon. Today, right now, you can go down there and get it, as well as today at Petco, from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Which one's Petco? Is that the one by Walmart or the one by
on Loman?
On Loman.
You know, I get them confused.
I don't know. Petco. Look it up.
After the break, I'll come back and tell you exactly which one Petco is.
We will?
Yes.
Don't promise things we can't deliver on. No, we're not going to. We don't get a break. We just do the show, and he throws a commercial in. Remember, those commercials are just thrown in. We just keep rolling.
Yeah, we do have a break coming up, but we do have 1 minute to talk about medical marijuana.
That's going to take only a minute?
Well, we can start.
Are we going to experiment on that during the break?
Why not do it right here on the show?
Because I don't have any medical marijuana.
Do you have your prescription?
Oh, yeah, I do. Should we just go run out to the drugstore and get it?
Well, you got a prescription. You want to score from me?
Yeah, sure. What's your ailment? I did have recent eye problems.
Well, you could probably get it for your eye problems.
I know.
You should have asked
your
doctor. But
it's actually glaucoma. I don't have that. But I'm sure they can give it to you.
They're also giving it now for PTSD. For troops coming back. Post-traumatic distress syndrome.
Oh, so it's not menstrual cramps.
Why
not get it for menstrural cramps?
Isn't that why you get it?
That'd be great. Yes, it makes me very happy to have my period.
As long as it's periodic.
I think we have to put a period on this because our break is here.
We need to take a break. We'll come back after this periodic break.
Or maybe we won't.
We will.
We'll come back?
No, we'll be back.
We're going to come back like Mexican food coming back on you sometimes?
No, not like that at all.
No? Like a bad echo? Okay, we'll see you.
And we're back after these fabulous breaks.
What breaks?
Mark, Steffen, and Michael Mandel here for Double Talk. And we were talking about medical marijuana.
Oh.
Michael,
why did I forget that?
Michael, come down.
I was thinking of something else.
What?
Santana concerts.
Oh, from the 70s?
Yeah, flashback.
Well, you're much older than I am, of course.
That's true. You don't remember Santana. You probably remember...
I remember Santa Ana. I used to live in
Santa Ana, that was a long time ago, yes. Who do you remember? You probably remember Blue Oyster Cult.
Grand Funk Railroad?
That was about the same time.
Yeah, the same time. Yeah, Blue Oyster Cult. I've seen Blue Oyster Cult in concert twice.
Really?
Yes.
Do you like oysters?
I love them.
So do I.
Not raw.
Yes, raw.
Well, I don't.
Your immune system is not that bad.
I don't trust raw oysters in New Mexico.
I know, they're always picking your pocket.
So I cook them here. I deep fry them. I bread them and fry them.
Why bother? Why don't you just spit into some deep frying and eat it? That's what I like.
Really?
Raw oysters. Yeah. I mean,
I bought a can of oysters the other day, but they're not fresh. I wouldn't eat those raw.
no, but people do. So,
I bought a can of oysters at Pro Ranch Market.
do you love Pro Ranch Market or what?
I do like it.
Yes, because why? Great selection.
Great selection of stuff. It's got. I love the atmosphere there.
Oh, it's festive.
You know, the
It's
mariachis
festive.
came in and were playing as I was in line to get my
And last
my
week
lunch.
you had a great lunch, didn't you, with
a
your
great lunch,
quesadilla or whatever?
great.
But I understand their prices are now more competitive with the rest of the city.
Well, there's no great bargains there
Fiesta
now.
Food, Albertsons. You know what? It's good that people are introduced to Ranch Market, so they know what it's all about. So now we have more choices for food.
Right.
Do you remember when both Walmarts opened up, killed all the supermarkets in town?
That's right.
And a lot of them left.
It took 10
Smith's
years.
left, Rayleigh's left.
That's right. And there used to be 24-hour grocery stores. The only ones now we have are in
Pickwick
Walmart.
or Pickwick, which isn't really a grocery store.
No, it's not.
That's a
While I was standing in line at Pro Ranch Market to get my lunch, a gal came up to me and asked me if there's anything that they don't carry that I wish they did.
Really?
And I had to say, yes, I do.
Fresh oysters.
I wish they carried organic produce,
Ha.
which they don't.
Well, that's one thing she won't be putting on her list.
They don't have organic juices.
They don't? Well,
Like-
they don't
like
have a health
Albertsons
food
does.
section, do they?
No, they don't have any health food
No.
sections at all. In fact, they don't have much of an international section either. It's because it's pretty much
It is.
Hispanic food.
It's like being in a Mexican
Mercado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
And that's
feeling.
fine.
Yes.
I do like their.
They can't cater to everybody.
I like their fish section. That's very nice. They have a great butcher section.
I went over to the fish section. You could feed them.
You can, the only place where you can buy whole fish with the heads on of wild fish.
There.
Yeah,
Was
there.
there.
The only place in town.
I heard people were eating. You can take the fish over to get cooked and bring it home.
Can you?
That's what I heard say.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
it's a pretty good way to keep your kitchen smelling like fish.
Okay.
Who would want your kitchen smelling
Well,
like
after you
fish?
use your medical marijuana, you're going to be hungry. You might as well go over there and eat.
That's a good idea.
Now, I heard a terrible story, which happened up at the Mesilla Valley Mall.
Somebody told you this story
Yes, they did.
in the newspaper?
And Mrs. Santa Claus,
Yeah.
portrayed
Divorced?
Mrs. Santa Claus,
What happened?
portrayed by Gail Larkin. Well, she's up there reading to the children.
She's being a sweet little
Reading
Santa
to the
Claus lady.
children. While she's in there doing that, somebody is out in the parking lot stealing her car.
Her Subaru.
And it wasn't, it was bad enough that her car was stolen, but her purse and her cell phone were in there too. And that's the worst part, as you know.
Because Santa Claus.
Everything.
Santa Claus
So she
can't
lost
carry it.
everything. Meanwhile, it's bad enough she had to deal with that, but then when it hit the papers, the mall said, well, this
Bad
is too much bad publicity
press.
about you, Mrs. Claus. You're fired.
So, don't you think that's going to be bad publicity for the mall who fires Mrs. Santa
Yes,
Claus
of course.
for hardship?
What is the matter with these people at the mall? Don't
Do
they
you think
realize
you'd feel
we could've-
bad for
Don't you think
her?
the mall could have turned this around and said, we will offer a reward for the return of Mrs. Santa Claus's car? They could have gone into this in a positive way
They should have
and
done
made
that.
a good thing about it. But I don't know what the problem is over there.
And the poor woman fired me. In
Right.
fact, they believe it's perhaps illegal, so I think she's going to contest it.
Well, I heard that there's a petition afoot to boycott the mall now because Mrs. Santa Claus was fired.
Where do you sign the petition? At the mall?
I
You
don't
have
know.
to go to the mall to
I
sign
mean, you know, the merchants at the mall shouldn't have to suffer because the mall management has their
Did
head
something. It
where the
was-
moon doesn't shine. But
Would that be on the dark side?
how
of
would
the
we,
moon?
you know, it's the mall that needs to suffer, not the merchants.
My question is,
work
where is
there.
Mr. Santa Claus during all this? Why isn't he sticking up for Mrs. Santa Claus? What kind of family is that? Is he too busy with the elves? You never know.
One never knows.
You never know. Anyway, we feel bad about this. So what we're going to do something special. We're going to say, sign the petition to keep Mrs. Santa Claus in.
In the meantime, our Channel 98 security force is going to be on the look for her vehicle.
Yes, we're going to be looking out for, we don't know what color Subaru
And when
is.
we catch the perpetrators, before we turn them into the police, we're going to bring them on here in front of the cameras on our show.
Ask them, what right do they have? Oh, you know why she has a Subaru? Well, you need four-wheel drive because it's in the North Pole.
Oh, well, okay.
It needs traction.
So,
What else other than that? Oh, there is another Santa Claus who's a woman.
She handed out a gift, didn't she?
Yes, Mrs. Barbara Couture, the president of NMSU, ended up, when they have budget overages, if they don't use up the budget, then next year they won't get it next year and nobody gets it. So what she did was she split it up among most of the full-timers in NMSU, as well as the branch, and gave everybody $950.
$950? That's a bonus, Christmas bonus. You teach over there under the auspices of NMSU, right?
Yes.
At the branch, correct?
Both.
Well, it used to be called the branch. Now it's Joniana Community College.
Right. They don't call it a branch because they're independent.
It's a full trunk.
Oh, it's a whole thing. But anyway, the adjunct people, such as me, well, we make less than the other people. We're adjunct. They said, he's a junkie teacher. So that's why I'm called a junk.
I've heard of junk bonds, but junk teachers?
Yes, you get a deal on us. I don't think we get anything. But it would be nice if we did, since we don't make as much as people on staff. But there are a lot of people on staff, not just professors, but people who work at the desks, people who work in the departments.
Staff.
They don't make very much, those women and men who...
The clerks.
The clerks. And $950 is good for them.
Sure.
Although they were taxed on it as if they made $950 a week. So they're in the top tax bracket for that. So they lose half of that or close to half of that in taxes. And why are they taxing the people who are in the top 1%? Like that. Take half their $5 billion check and give it back to the people.
Do you think Barbara Couture gave herself a $950 bonus?
She would be part of the staff, wouldn't she?
I guess so. But she's already taxed pretty high. She makes, what, $350,000 a year?
I'm not sure if she makes that much.
Plus a hiring bonus?
Actually, the president makes less than the guy who's a coach. The football coach.
Oh, the coaches always make more than everybody. Even though they have a losing season, the coaches always make more.
Has nothing to do with it, Doesn't have anything to do with it. It's for the alumni, I suppose. Anyway, so the bonus is there. So what do you do with your bonus? You go to Mesilla Plaza, to all the stores, and you buy stuff from...
Buy your gifts there, yes. Sure. Go eat out. Take your out-of-town guests to have dinner.
It's always fun.
At the nice restaurants over there.
People walk all around the mall.
I used to love going to Mesilla for dinner on a Christmas Eve.
Do you have your beef burritos?
And no, you have a nice meal out. Unfortunately,
they're going to ban traffic in the plaza.
They're banning traffic around the plaza. See, the plaza sets up luminarios, and it's a beautiful sight.
Right.
And people used to drive slowly with their
headlights
lights off.
Yes, that was
around the plaza and take in all the beautiful sights. And plus, the businesses around the perimeter are nicely decorated too.
But there's no parking there because you can't park. Once
there's a small parking lot.
Right. Once that gets filled.
So that's why you have to keep the traffic moving.
Right, and they're going to keep them off, by the public parking that they have by the city offices.
Right. So now
that's what they want.
You can no longer cruise through. You have to park who knows where and drudge in the freezing cold. And plus, the businesses there think, well, we're going to lose a lot of business because people aren't going to stop and come in and patronize us. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's you can always park on the side streets.
Well, they're banning the traffic for 3.5 hours.
So buy before that 3.5 hours starts.
Get
or
there,
get a good parking
early,
spot.
Sure, and take advantage of it. Go in there, have some drinks, have dinner, walk around the plaza, take advantage of the sights. Now, also, there's going to be a Hanukkah concert on the 21st.
Which is
before
Hanukkah,
New Year's Eve.
Which is the first night of
Hanukkah.
Jewish holidays always start the night before the day.
Right.
Doesn't start on the day.
That's at 5:30 p.m. there. At the plaza, it's free of charge.
Free raffle.
Come on down. There's going to be a raffle there.
They're going to have latkes and jelly donuts. You know how to make latkes?
A grand menorah lighting.
I'm very good at that.
I do make potato latkes. I make them all the time.
Yeah.
Potato pancakes, if you will.
Latkes, if you won't.
If you won't.
Yes.
Yes. Now, also, I understand that Mesilla Valley Brewing wants to open up a restaurant.
Mimbres Valley Brewing.
Mimbres
Valley, which is from Deming.
Deming.
There it says DemingBrew.com.
They're going to be right across the street from the university. They have to get a variance from the city because there's a church behind them and the university across the street.
And the other end, Dublin is right there.
So, yeah, there's no reason why they shouldn't. And if they don't, we're going to have them on our show, and they're going to plead their case.
It looks good.
Right. Now, also,
I'll go.
Christmas lights around town.
Less Christmas lights than
I like
ever.
to drive around town and look at the Christmas lights that people put up. They spend a lot of effort and a lot of money to decorate their homes with all these lights like
Is
this.
that to have anything to do with your medical marijuana
And,
prescription?
well,
No.
sometimes they go hand in
That could
hand.
go- yes. No, there's a lot of places around town that have lights. In
But I
fact,
understand,
neighborhoods have
understand less people are doing it, though.
You know why?
I guess because of the economy.
Yes, that's why.
The electric bills, some of these people are, soar through the ceiling.
There was a story of a guy in Jersey who was getting foreclosed. He had the best lights. Town came and took it over and did it for him.
They did it for him.
Yes.
Apparently you could see it from space.
We're going to have to go see the lights right now, I think, because I think our show's almost over.
Well, it's kind of early, but we'll get to Mesilla early and take advantage of it. That's all for this week. Thanks for joining us. We'll be here next week.
We will be here next week.
And catch us Tuesday
Close
night
to
also
Christmas.
for the rerun, right here on Double Talk.